Alright, let me give you a bit of a backstory. So, for my job, I teach Taekwondo, and Taekwondo is one of my passions. Right now, I'm a junior instructor in the Taekwondo world, which basically is like an entry-level position. I love my job. I work with some terrific people who I consider friends, the benefits are awesome, and the pay isn't bad. But that's just one of my passions. Another one of my passions is comic books. And yes, I'm a huge geek, just putting it out there. Ever since I started getting into comic books about 6 or 7 years ago, I've always wanted to work in a comic shop. Not as a career, but just as kind of a stepping stone and kind of gaining experience. I've always wanted to kind of work in that environment and just experience it as a job. So a little while back, when I was first applying for jobs, before I was working at the Taekwondo place, one of the places I applied was Big Pete's Comics and Toys, and that is in North Vancouver. I live in West Vancouver, and we don't have any comic shops here at all. But unfortunately, Big Pete's is a family-run business, so they weren't accepting any exterior applicants. And I went and I applied to another comic store in the downtown area called Golden Age Collectibles. And they're a really good comic store, really friendly, and really professional, really clean, and that's kind of the ideal place I want to work in. So I spent a good chunk of my Tuesday getting my resume ready, getting some reference letters, and getting my cover letter ready. And on Wednesday, I brought it in, all ready to go. Unfortunately, they aren't hiring right now, but he did say he's going to keep my resume on file. That's not the ideal situation, but it's still a good outcome. But the really exciting thing is while I was in the store, for those of you who don't know, there is a gay superhero named North Star, who's actually getting married in the comic books. Obviously, for a lot of people, they probably don't consider this a really big deal because it's a comic book event and it's not actually taking place, but it is a big step in kind of the big race for equality. Because in today's society, more and more people are actually becoming kind of aware of the fact that people are different, and that doesn't mean they have to be suppressed or segregated. No, we're all equal and we all deserve equal rights and equal rights of expression. I think more and more people are realizing that kind of in community standards and as society goes. But the problem with pop culture is that unless it's explicitly like a non-heterosexual show, like for example the L Word, and I know in the 80s there were a lot of very specifically gay-related magazines, and those were considered underground magazines, so they weren't even sold on the general market. But unless it's specifically a non-heterosexual form of media, you don't see much casual, like naturally integrated non-heterosexuality, and that's something that I think people now are trying to change. And that's something that Archie did by introducing a new gay character named Kevin Keller, and that hit it off really quickly, and it was really a good move on Archie's part. I know on the part of Marvel, now they're getting North Star married to his boyfriend, which I think is a terrific step forward, as you'll see in this news clip here.
You know, honestly, I think it's about time, because honestly, the way society is going now, we're a very equal society.
C'est à peu près temps que ça arrive, on vit dans une société égalitaire après tout.
Yes, so that's the exciting part. I was actually interviewed at the store, and sadly they picked the worst part to put on TV. That was like the very, very start of it, and I was a bit nervous at that point, and I didn't really get to elaborate much. I did say better stuff later. So yeah, I was interviewed for TV. But the only problem is, the channel they interviewed me for was the French-Canadian channel, Radio Canada, which is pretty cool, because I'm bilingual. Or I'm supposed to be. So when I told him that I speak French and that I'm bilingual, he asked me if I wanted to do the interview in French, and I said, sure, let's do it. And then I kind of started looking for words in French and realized that I had completely forgotten how to speak French. So in the heat of the moment of being interviewed, I forgot my second language, and I forgot how to speak the language that I had been taught since preschool and that I'm still actively being taught. And I've been noticing that recently. Like for example, when my French or my socials teacher, because we take socials in French up to grade 11, when they try to talk to me in French, I completely blank and I don't know what to say. And I don't know why, because I'm not generally a person who gets nervous about performing or about being put on the spot. I actually enjoy that kind of stuff. I wasn't able to converse or do an interview in French, and it made me feel really not okay. So after watching Liam Dryden's video about relearning his Scottish roots, which you'll find here, I decided I'm going to do the exact same thing with my French roots. I'm going to try to do the rest of this vlog in French. Let's see how well that goes. Bonjour, je m'appelle Liam et je parle français. So anyways, I don't think I'm actually going to try to do the rest of this vlog in French, but what I am going to do is I'm going to try to start speaking French whenever I can to anyone who I know speaks French. So for example, a lot of my friends are in French immersion, so from now on I'm only going to try speaking French to them when possible. I've tried this before and it failed miserably, mostly because they don't have the same problem I do, so I don't think they realize how important it is, for me at least. But anyways, that's where I'm at. I went shopping yesterday. White jeans! White jeans! I also got this and other clothes that I'll eventually wear in a video. I'm not just gonna model my entire wardrobe because that'd be weird. I have tea brewing. I'm gonna go. Bye.